Hello everyone, welcome to my channel.
Hello and welcome you all to my today's imaginary interview session with a personality of whom I think you all are aware. Keeping it simple, you all must have read the thumbnail and be certainly aware of this personality. So, without any much delay, I would like to introduce our guest for our today's session, which is none other than Nobel Prize winner Rabindranath Tagore. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for inviting me for today's session. It will be my pleasure to interact and answer to people's questions.
Thank you, sir. I hope you are comfortable in this place. I had chosen this place for interview, since it is very calm and peaceful.
Yeah, I am very much comfortable, and you're right, this place is peaceful and much relaxing than the city.
So, without any further delay, let's get started with our today's session. So, the first question is being asked by Tamanna, and she wants to ask, your original surname is claimed to be Kushri. What is the story behind it?
Actually, we were Reddy Brahmins and belonged to a village named Kush in the district Burdwan in West Bengal. So, our original surname was Kushri.
That's a great answer, sir. Now, moving to the next question by Pankaj, and she wants to ask, how was your childhood period?
To be frank, it was not a great period, which I could recollect as a good memory. I was the youngest of my 13 surviving siblings and was mostly raised by servants, because my mother had died when I was just 14, and my father was busy in traveling.
That's a really sad story, sir. I pray your mother's soul may rest in peace. Now, moving to the next question, by Ikshit, and he wants to ask, your family is considered to be at the forefront of the Bengal Renaissance. Why is it so?
First of all, thank you for your prayers, Sakshi. Coming to the question, well, it was all because of the environment in which I was brought up, precisely our traditions. My father had invited several professional Drupad musicians to stay in our house and to teach us Indian classical music. We hosted publication of various literary magazines, theatres and recitals of Bengali and Western classical music. This all provided us the required aura and shaped us to become forefronts of the Bengal Renaissance.
It's great to hear when art and culture is appreciated in our country, sir. Now, moving to the next question by Ruchi, and she wants to ask, it is said that you avoided classroom schooling, so how did you manage to get education?
Yeah, I avoided classroom schooling because I never believed in this method of teaching. I preferred to roam the manor or the nearby Bolpur and Paniti, which my family visited. I believe that proper teaching doesn't explain things, instead it stokes curiosity. My brother Hemendranath was the one who tutored and physically conditioned me by making me learn drawing, anatomy, geography, history, literature, mathematics, Sanskrit and English, which was my least favorite subject. He also made me swim the Ganges, trek through hills, made me do gymnastics and helped me practice judo and wrestling.
Very well. Now coming to the next question by Vinay, and he wants to ask, can you please share your experience of visit in Amritsar?
Yeah, sure. So, after my Upanayan right at the age of 11, me and my father left Calcutta in February 1873 to tour India for several months. And we visited my father's Shantiniketan estate in Amritsar before reaching the Himalayan hill station of Dalhousie. There I read biographies, studied history, astronomy, modern science and Sanskrit, and examined the classical poetry of Kalidasa. To your utter surprise, I was greatly influenced by melodious Gurbani and Nanak Bani being sung at Golden Temple in just a month's stay. After this, me and my father were regular visitors to the temple. In short, it was like a dream for me.
That's a great answer, sir. Now moving ahead with the next question by Tanya, and she wants to ask, what is your take on the controversy regarding one of the claims you made on 17th century Bhanusimha?
Actually, when I returned from Jorosinko and completed my set of major works by 1877, one of them which was a long poem in the Maithili style of Vidyapati. As a joke, I claimed that these were the lost works of newly discovered 17th century Vaisnava poet Bhanusimha. But regional experts misunderstood and accepted them as the lost works of the poet. So, yeah, that was all.
This looks like a big misunderstanding, sir. Anyways, moving further with the next question by Ben, and he wants to ask, how was your life journey after you returned to Bengal from England after completing your studies there?
It was the second major turning point in my life, after my mother's death. I had started regularly publishing poems, stories and novels, which had a profound impact within Bengal, but I didn't receive much national attention. In 1883, I tied knot with Mrinalini Devi, who was just 10 at that time. In the consecutive years, I began managing my vast ancestral estates in Shaledaha. I mostly collected token rents and blessed villages who in turn honored me with banquets, occasionally of dried rice and sour milk. Then, I met Gagan Harkara, through whom I became familiar with Baul Lalan Shah's folk songs, which greatly influenced me.
There's so much to learn from your journey, sir. Now, moving ahead with the next question by Shruti, and she wants to ask, the period between 1891 to 1895, more commonly known as Sadhana period, which was named after one of your magazines, is considered to be as your most productive period. Can you please share the details?
Precisely, in these couple of years, I wrote more than half of the stories of the 3-volume, 84-story Galpagocha. I worked very hard in this period, and basically its ironic and grave tales examined the voluminous poverty of an idealized rural Bengal.
Great. Now, moving forward with the next question by Prajakta, and she wants to ask, after your return to Shantiniketan in the year 1901, series of big changes happened in your life. Can you please share them with us, and did you felt any sort of guilt feelings?
Yeah, the year 1901 and even after some couple of years greatly affected my life. I had went to Shantiniketan with my family to find an ashram which can be used as an experimental school. Soon, my wife and 2 children died. My father died in 1905. I received monthly incomes as part of my inheritance and from the Maharaja of Tripura, sales of my family's jewelry, my seaside bungalow in Puri and a derisory 2,000 rupees in book royalties. Then, in year 1913, I learned that I had won that year's Nobel Prize in Literature. So, yeah, this was all. And yeah, there was a feeling of guilt because I had lost my loved ones, and if they were there seeing me getting successful, they would surely be very elated, but that's okay, it's what called the challenges, and part and parcel of life.
Sir, you are a very strong soul. And your opinion on life is also very beautiful. It's beautifully answered, sir. Now, moving to the next and the last question by Clara, and she wants to ask, what was your political background?
So, yeah, I opposed imperialism and supported Indian nationalists, and the interest had developed in my 20s only, when I had composed Manast. I wrote songs lionizing the Indian independence movement. During my political career, many were enraged by my views, but I stood firm as always.
Thank you so much, sir, for attending and answering all the questions in such an elegant manner. I hope our viewer must have enjoyed and learnt a lot from you, in our today's session.
That's my pleasure as always. Thank you for having me on board.
Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone.